Oh, what a morning. Oh, man. Got my groceries, though. Got some coffee. Man, hopefully nothing crazy happens. I was hoping to kind of have a day away from editing. Oh, hey, it's a message from my friend. Wonder what's going on. I know she was watching the One Piece stream. Wait, what? What exists? Wait, what? What? What is this? Why did no one tell me this existed? How long has this existed for? I've only had this for a few hours. If anyone hurts this or destroys it, I will be angry. What? Why? Why does this exist? I love it, but why? I have so many questions. Also, why is Usopp ironically the best character? You know, I gotta say, 10 out of 10. This is great. I've only read a volume and I love it. 100% the birthday chapter with the Sanji character. 100% the best. Hello everybody, my name is Yuki the Geekimus and welcome back to the channel. If you can't tell, I'm a little stun-locked. This video is sponsored by my friend who sent me down this rabbit hole today. Yeah, this is One Piece in Love, which is a crazy thing to say because like Oda really doesn't want like any of the main Straw Hats getting together, but this spin-off has a different idea. Now, before we get into One Piece in Love too much, we need to talk about my connection to actual One Piece, the original. So growing up, I definitely was not watching a lot of One Piece. So when I grew up, the first time I actually looked at One Piece was buying the monthly Shonen Jump at my local Giant Eagle. It had the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and I need that Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and I still have that thing. But yeah, no, back then, my first time reading it, they were still at, what's the name? Can't even think about it. They were fighting a certain shark-nosed individual, if you know what I mean. And Luffy was underwater, and I remember this was the scene where they're trying to get under the water and break him out because Luffy's stuck underwater. They're trying to fight him loose, and yeah, it was a fun little chapter. And then, I don't know if this was WB Kids or Cartoon Network or Fox Kids. One of them had it. This was when they started showing the 4Kids edition of One Piece, which... Does anyone remember One Piece 4Kids? That is a wild ride. And then, after that ended, One Piece really left my zeitgeist for a while. The main thing that really kind of brought me back was I started seeing a lot of clips online from the One Piece anime for Carrots doing her wear transformation during the Whole Cake Island arc. That was a huge thing that brought me back to the series because I'm like, oh, wow, what's One Piece up to? Who's this character? And I had no idea. And so yeah, that was an interesting thing, and it got me kind of into watching and wanting to get into One Piece again. But I didn't really have a good reason to. It was a lot of content to get caught up on. I mean, and trust me, I am highly interested in the One Piece when it comes out, because I think that's going to be highly interesting when they kind of do that, because it's really needed. But, you know, my buddy then, the one this video is sponsored by, not financially, but content-related wise, she told me that they were going on a break between Wano and Egghead, and I decided to be a mad lad, and I read it all. I read all 1,000 plus chapters. I got to One Piece. I got to Wano. I got to see some amazing stuff along the way. Got to meet my two favorite characters, Brooke and Frankie. Shout out. And yeah, I had a very good time. Gear 5 Luffy, peak. And then since then, I've been keeping up with everything. Egghead was amazing. I gotta say, out of all the arcs so far, I'd say Egghead's probably my favorite of all the arcs. Not just because I'm reading it, but honestly, I really love Egghead. And yeah, everybody, I cried during the Kuma stuff. Both reading it and now watching it. How dare you, Oda? But I cry all the time in Pokemon game and Genshin Impact, so what am I talking about? But no, all that to say, I'm really into One Piece in general. And so, me and my buddy, we talk about it, and then she told me about this. This. Yeah, she told me about this today. She said, "Did you know this existed?" And now I know it exists. And yeah, so One Piece in Love is like these group of high schoolers who ironically all have One Piece names, and the two characters of Luffy and Nami have kind of a forming relationship. At least Nami has a crush on Luffy. And that's crazy because like the debates online about who Luffy should end up with are all over the place. It's hell, it's the same situation with trying to find out who his mom is. Is it and no, it's not Crocomom. It is not Crocomom. You're wrong. Crocomom is not a thing. No, Oda wouldn't do that. And if he does do it, well, yeah, that'd be a thing. But no, this is really interesting though to see a spin-off series. Honestly, I gotta say, it's kind of got a fairy tale art style to an extent. But no, let's briefly go through the main characters real quick. So first of all, our first character we get introduced to is Yamato Luffy. Which, it's ironic the name Yamato, because that character at the point that this series started had not been established yet. So that's an interesting idea. But no, Yamato Luffy is our main character, to in a sense. He's one of the two main characters. He is the kind of soft-spoken, slightly bullied kid in school because of Luffy, and a lot of his bullies use a lot of One Piece. Like, oh, you gonna go Ronnie, and go get us a Amazon gift card? I think that was a translation, but that's kind of a, yeah, no, I feel bad for the character, but yeah, but don't worry, he's got in his corners Koyama Nami, who has a crush on him, and is, pretty much the straight man. She's kind of got a lot of Lucy vibes. For anybody who's watched Fairy Tail, she's kind of got that, like, she's the straight man, a bunch of lunatics and everything, which is pretty funny. But yeah, now, it's funny all these characters, like One Piece, are ironically named after One Piece characters, but it's funny that Yamato Luffy gets strays, but Nami here does not get any strays as much. But no, so, and then of course, we introduce our third part to this, and that's Natsugawa Usopp. Like I said, he is the best character here. He is he really goes into the straight Nakama. Like, he straight up wants to make a Nakama, and he plans on doing it. And they form a club for Pirates Club and everything, and it's really funny. And, he's really wanting to go out of the way to get as many of the Straw Hats as he can. To the point that during one of the chapters where Luffy and Nami go on a date, and Usopp's there as well, he kidnaps a reindeer. Also, in the same chapter, a lion escapes, and they firebomb a lion. And if you get the reference of One Piece, that's really damn funny. That's the one thing is, this series is really funny and really slapsticky. They're at one point being threatened to be shut down by the student council because they don't have enough members, because, it's always the main characters club's got to be shut down. And at one point during the series, they steal one of the biology mannequins and everything, and they put one of those voice to chat things inside it and call it Brooke, and and it doesn't discriminate whose panties it's going to ask for. It's going to say male or female. It's so unlike Brooke, it will ask panties of anybody. And of course, there's the student council shows up. The thing says about seeing her panties, and they're shut down more or less. But it's a weekly Shonen Jump. Their club gets back together. But yeah, No, they kidnap a reindeer, call it Chopper. They have a mannequin Brooke. And then during my favorite chapter that I read out of the 10 so far. There's much more. I believe there's like 8 volumes in all. My favorite one is there is a scene where they want to make Luffy a birthday cake. So Nami and Usopp go to the the home ec room to go make a cake, and the girl shows up. Her name's not Sanji, but she basically takes the role of Sanji. But she is kind of a bad cook as well, and they're really impressed that Usopp is able to actually like use like a knife and everything, and like he's really good at like that. But because she's kind of bad at cooking, and they're all bad at cooking, ironically enough, poor Luffy's in the room going, "No one showed up. Where is everybody?" And then like it shows. They finally get the cake going. It looks really good. It's the morning. And they're sitting in the, they're going, oh, wait a minute, it's the morning. And they show Luffy still sitting in the club room this entire time. Like, no one showed up. So it wasn't even his birthday anymore. Oh, my goodness. But, no, honestly, this is really funny. Now, they also put an animation out today for the One Piece celebration thing, and I watch it, and it's fantastic. I haven't met 2 of the characters yet. Those are characters who must be showing up in later chapters past the first volume. But no, we already have a character crest. A lot of characters. Like, we have another girl who's trying to move on Nami's thing, and she dresses up as Mary. Like, she's got a headpiece on. Like she's like the childhood friend from preschool. She puts a headpiece on and she has the Mary helmet, and she wears a boat. Oh my goodness! But no, this was just an unexpected thing that I saw today. So shout out to my buddy. I hope you have a good rest of your Gamu Gamu stream. And to everybody who, like me, found out about this, just go read it, man. It's really good. I really like this. This is really dang good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I loved just talking about this video. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but here we are. This is really dang funny. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is The Geek. Geek out.